Ninja Kamui, huh?
With anger and hatred until the end. Tremble in fear of the Oni that lie beyond.
Ninja Kamui was something that caught my eye a few months back when I first saw the trailer. I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't remember what the fuck was in the trailer. But the show was still sitting there in the back of my mind for two reasons. One, people kept talking about it to remind me like, hey, this is coming out or this is about to come out. And two, is it was on Adult Swim. And as you all know, Adult Swim was like basically one of my best things as a child when you had either A, Toonami or the whole lineup of Adult Swim, whether it be Aqua Teen Hunger Force or fucking Squidbillies or even just American Dad. But going back to the animation section, with the animation section you had all the different animes that would come out like Cowboy Bebop, Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, which really sort of gave you that entrance to that gateway drug into animation itself. So just knowing and hearing that's come out on Adult Swim really just perked up my ears. But with that out the way, now let's finally get to the story, and then we can sort of get into my likes and dislikes and how I sort of feel about the first 4 episodes outside right now. So the story first just really starts out with Joe, Sarah, and Kyle. Now they seemingly are like farmers as well as just a regular old family that's in maybe America, looks like, potentially.
Man, IDK.
That's just doing crops and stuff like that. The show at this point is just really depicting how their life is like as a family and how much they really necessarily love each other, right? And then at the same time, there's also the murders that are going around, but apparently ninjas are going around murdering these people for an unknown reason right now. But you can obviously tell that these ninjas are going to visit this family, so they visit them and basically massacre the whole family. But it turns out the main character, i.e. the father, is still alive, but he's in the hospital trying to recover. As well as it seems like he knows some ninja attacks or abilities or whatever the case may be. Alright, but we're gonna end it there. That's a end for the story for right now. I think I definitely just want to get into my positives and my negatives of the show for now, for the first 4 episodes right now. So if anything, I'm about to get into it. If you want to go watch it, go ahead and watch. There's only 4 episodes, why not? And then come back. But here we go. Okay, so I'll be honest, right? At first, I thought it was gonna be an open, done, and shut case, my boys and girls out there. I thought the only thing I was gonna say was if it was just based off the first episode alone, I would be like, it was really cool animation and fights. Like the choreography is like fucking amazing through all 4 episodes. I think we get fighting through all 4 episodes, but specifically in the first episode, that's most of what's going on. And then I would assume like, oh, the story's gonna be in the back burner, we're not gonna really get much of anything or a lot. And then we also would have like a really cool rage character. We already know how much a lot of people do love their rage cool characters out there. And quickly, what I might add, at first it really did remind me of like early YouTube animations where you would like literally see just a whole bunch of fighting. It's not really much of story or anything of that nature going on, just a whole bunch of fighting and choreography and just really cool fights. But I'm glad to say that they actually changed the tune of it a bit, right? Like we still have the really cool fighting and the really cool animation still regardless, but we get a whole bunch of story and characterization throughout the 4 episodes. And the thing is, it feels like it's sprinkled throughout those 4 episodes. You don't get like a bit of a dump or whatever the case may be. You just get a little bit and then stop, and then we just go back to what the story is at hand. We at times may go back in the past to figure out what's going on with these characters or their relationship to one another. Or we might actually see, with the characterization, we might have a little bit of mingling or talking with one another, and then we sort of get almost right back into the action or the thin of things. Then there's also some of the character designs we do have in the show. Now, I do like some of the character designs. I do like Higan, which is the main character of the show. I know it's just like sort of like a basic rogue ninja-esque fit, like with his hoodie and pants, but I think the shoes really pull it together with the whole fit. A little bit like big-ass boots, or like a fucking Sonic S-ass boots, you know what I mean? And then there's also like the little Oni mask he sometimes puts on. I do really like that when he puts it on here and there. Then there's also this ninja who was at the beginning of episode 1, and as well as I think he's in a bit of episode 2. Yeah. Episode 1 and 2. I don't know. I think he just made him to just straight up look cool. He looked pretty fucking cool, especially with him and his ninjas and stuff like that when they had the few fight scenes that was in episode 1. Then there's also
I'm in love with you, girl, and I do anything for you tonight.
Alright, anyways, back on topic. Also, another thing why I want to give the show its praise or flowers for is the fact that everyone sort of feels useful. Like, there's no one that's like, oh my goodness, we don't need them, or this is like pretty much unnecessary, whatever the case may be. Let's talk about the other guy. That other guy is like really fucking horny.
You're a sick son of a bitch!
My leg and begging, please let me suck it after I go give him a severe ass kicking. And he's gonna be all mine. What happens if he shows up? You gonna bend over for him? Billy, what kind of techniques did he use to tame you? Lovely. What about the bush down by your big dick?
Enough!
But it feels like certain characters really just connect. Just like the FBI agents I'm really talking about mostly, where like they definitely feel like really useful. Like I can easily see them be sidelined and just not even be useful at all, or there's no really point in the story, but they actually put a point of why they're there and how they really help forward the story, especially when it comes to helping out Logan. And there's something I want to put as like a negative and a positive, because there's sometimes where it's good and sometimes where it's bad. Is I'm talking about the voice acting, right? So with the voice acting, there are times where I'm like, okay, this is good. Like for example, the little man, right? The little guy right there. He's a weird sexual being. But I ain't gonna lie, his voice acting is pretty good. He sounds pretty familiar.
Of course, I get the damn teddy bear!
But there are other times where the dub feels like it's a bit wonky with certain characters' lines like this.
Don't you know? I've got eyes in the back of my head.
They got here quick. Who ran it?
But really what I mean is the voice flaps look really weird.
The OST sounds fire though.
But for the most part, it sounds pretty good. Like, the only time I really felt that was like episode 1 or 2. And so far, what it feels like is we're really getting a lot into Higan as well as Mike. And sort of really just showing how these two characters are really connected and how much loss has generally affected them and what path they really are taking at this point in time. The only thing is I'm really wanting that they go more into detail with either Emma or Yamaji or Zai or Joseph. Because what it really feels like is like not only with the characters, but with these certain situations or certain scenarios that are going on and these pieces that are put into play, they really do have my interest on what is going to happen or what I want to see next on Ninja Kamui. Like, why is Higan so alive? His abilities, as well as everyone else's abilities, or even just the rogue ninjas that are just scattered around. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.